And we are back for another Grand Arena Championship match. We won our first 2 rounds. We got pretty convincing wins. And now we're on to the best of the bracket. And this is finally getting back to the point where our opponents are starting to have more threatening risk ratings. So we can see in here that our last opponents had like a 30 and a 50, and we're all the way back up to 90. So, I mean, there's not a whole lot to say here, but we'll just say it. He has everything on us. He has better mods. He has more GLs. He has more Omicrons. He has more relics. You name it, he has it. I'll quickly show this. They're not huge margins in the mods, but it's enough. Then he's got all the GAC Omicrons we have and Starkiller, as well as having Rey along with the rest of his GL. So, pretty much, short but sweet, he has everything. That being said, let's go ahead and check out our offense and defense here. I didn't change almost anything for this guy. So our last match, still not sure how much I love all of this, but we put this funky DR team down. He's going to be able to troop with that no matter what. And then we've got Malik with C in the back, our super fast Droidica here. And then in the back, this is like the only thing I changed. So we've got our C Malik, our Lord Vader, and then we put 3PO as the 5th with JMK here, because I've been told that makes the Padme CAT just a little bit harder. It makes it time out. He'll probably be able to clean it up, but the more issues I can cause him, the better. Then we've got our top that is the same as usual, and I actually, despite this guy taking Executor on offense, I just went ahead and left our FU defense here. I just left Executor, left Negotiator, and left Chimera. I think we'll be able to take him out. I saw the 3 fleets that he typically leaves, and I think I can one-shot all of them. And then his defense is kind of weird. Like, we've got the typical Starkiller here, but then a lot of these are look like the old, Trap Banner Stealer type of teams, like Finn with Nest, Dengar with Zam, and then a Vader lead. Like, this is super old. Super weird. I don't know if he's gonna try to solo something with Lord Vader. That almost seems like what it has to be. Yeah. He's probably gonna try to solo. He's probably gonna solo my C with Lord Vader. Oh, that's gonna suck. But yeah, then up top he has this really bad JMK team. And before everybody judges it, Scav Ray is technically a Lesufo, so there is synergy here, as weird as that is. But we should be able to Bad Batch that. Should be able to Trooper this. Don't know what we're going to do here. I hate this team. I hate going against Traya on defense, especially R7. And then Dash with Brightest Qui-Gon did that. But yeah, let's go ahead. Let's go ahead and get a whacking. And we're back for those battles. So we're just going to go ahead and get on with the easy one. It's really not the easy one, but it's the most obvious one, and the one that doesn't require me to think at all. Is GG Newt versus his Starkiller team. This counter's worked for us pretty much every single time. It has been pretty consistently sketchy. We've never really, I think we've won it once or twice with everyone standing, but typically it goes, it's always messy. I don't think I can ever get the turn meter going unless I get GG to go in the very beginning. You can see here, either we didn't land enough debuffs or something happened. We weren't really able to get going until someone died. And this has happened multiple times where the battle has gone like this, where we have to just wait for either Newt or B2, or in this case, B1 to eat it. And now we're getting a lot of control of everything. Target lock is on pretty much everyone important. We go ahead and throw Extortion, I believe, on Starkiller, just because without Tank he's usually the last to die. Oh, we actually put it on. We've actually put it on Palp. I wonder if not quite sure we did that. Probably should have put that on Starkiller. Yeah, so we're able to kill pretty much everyone via the AoE. Now it's just Starkiller, and he gets, this is so sketchy. He gets unleashed, but because we get our bonus turn, we're able to kill him. So this next team, I've never done this before, but I've heard of people doing it, and it is weird. But I was really trying to put a team together with characters that aren't super needed, because I knew up top he was gonna have a lot of stuff that was gonna be problematic, and down below, and I didn't want to also burn any GLs, so it left us with very few counters. So we put in this little number with Padme supports and Gideon, which, for those of you who don't know how it works, Gideon gives 100% protection up to every character, or for not every character, just supports, and Padme turns that 100% protection up into Courage, and 20 stacks of it. So right out here in the beginning, we're able to do a massive amount of damage. Just get rid of Thrawn and get rid of Vader pretty much instantly. And yeah, it works, and it even works for decent banners. 64, I'll take that. Next up was Wampa versus Finn. So this one, I don't love this battle. I don't regret it, because it turned out in the back wall he didn't have anything we could beat. But the reason why I really don't like this one is because the enemy team deals damage based on max health via pose inspired, and that's really, really bad for us. Number one, it's just going to completely ignore our bonus defense because max health damage doesn't take defense into account. And number two, we have a ton of health. Like, it's very, very, very bad. So, and you can see right now, instead of doing the roar these last 2 turns, we're doing the basic because I cannot let my health dip too low. So this entire match was very stressful. I was very worried about what was going to happen. So yeah, we're slowly but surely getting the kills here. They are going down. And yeah, Nest actually kind of helped here because Nest wasn't able to do max health damage, but at the same time we were countering on her. So that was kind of nice. If it would have been like Ami Rose, this actually might have been a better team. But yeah, so then we take in CLS versus this team looked junky, but the Bob was like 290 speed, and they have Zam in there, so it was going to outspeed anything I had, and he was modded. Boba was modded really well. Pretty darn sure that he would have just absolutely slaughtered one of my characters. We brought in old Ben instead of 3PO here because 3PO was on defense with the JMK, and I mean this works out all right. 65. Don't really like draining CLS, but I didn't need CLS for anything else on the top wall, and at the same time it wasn't a GL, so that we could save for the back. So we're going in to take out JMK here with Bad Batch, and I really, really, really like this. Yeah, I've heard about this a lot. I think I might have done it once in Arena a long time ago, but yeah. If they don't put good characters with their JMK, which, you know, sorry, Scav Ray and Clone Sergeant, you're not good, then Bad Batch just really eat it alive. I mean, the true damage is really what cuts through him, because he can't crit, but true damage doesn't care. And my Bad Batch isn't even modded that well. Like, they're modded pretty poorly. So yeah, as you guys can see here, the entire team's just falling apart. And I'm really, really, really wanting to get GK down before they get to their ult, so he doesn't get protection up and we don't have to go through killing him again. So I hold our healing immunity there because their JMK looks like it's pretty close to getting ult, and I don't want him to just remove that the second we put it on. So we delay that a little bit. I do think that was the right move. Yeah, so now he has full ult, and we're just gonna save if we can get him down. And I've heard he can actually be really hard to get down if your team isn't that great. And my team really is not. I mean, other than the fact that most of them are Relic 5. Omega is only R1. I would really, really like her to be a higher Relic here, because her constant assist dealing true damage is really where our damage should be coming from, and we just don't have it. So we keep putting the stealth back on, kind of like an idiot, because he has the high ground and he's just going to remove it every single opportunity he has. So it is what it is. But yeah, so while he has ult, it's really, really hard to get any progress on him. So we just went ahead and slapped the auto button. Because I think auto, like, we're pretty much going to want to mash the specials for the most part. I mean, I think there's probably a basic or two that would be preferred every now and then. But yeah, so we lose his ult, and now the goal is just kill him before he gets it again. Because if he gets it again, then we are just done. We land the healing immunity here, which is nice. Guess we get the blind there as well. Always use the AoE there so that we get all defense up and we can deal double damage to him. Or true damage with our normal attacks, what I mean by that. Keep stealthing because he can't remove it now because it's in the high ground. Healing immunity again. And he's dead. So, kind of a cool counter. Really not a fan of leaving that team on defense. It's really junky. I don't even think that team would do much on offense either. Like, I don't think you're going to kill another GL with Scav Ray on there. So here we went ahead and took in our troopers versus DR. This DR, oh, this was scary. Their DR was 1 speed slower than my Piet with the Talon boost in there. So that was really, really worrisome. We killed Marauder first. We've been kind of testing that out, and I kind of like that. I like doing that. We go ahead and kill Bastille here. I was contemplating maybe using the AoE on Malik just to get rid of them. Because actually, you know what? We should have done that. Because Bastille would have died to the AoE as well. Yeah, don't like that. And then here, we're trying to figure out what to do because obviously we need to hit Malik with the big hit. We need to hit Malik with the big hit with the one from Veers. And I was so dumb. I pointed at Malik when we used our TM, and because range is there, his unique kicked in and we used the AoE. And I thought I thought that might have been the end of us, but luckily it was Dark who assisted the first time, so we got the defense down there as well. Obviously not what we should have done, but it's working out for the most part. Well, what did you get here? It's pretty much just guaranteed bad banners. Darth Revan's not going to be able to solo your entire trooper team. Even this one, who has a pretty decent relic advantage, like it's R7 versus, and we have probably an average of R5. No, it's probably lower than that actually. His range is R1. Yeah, it's probably like R3 or R4. Anyways, we get a shot at Talon. We take her out. Now it's just good old Darth Revan alone. Kill him. And I think we got 64 banners there, actually. We actually recovered very, very well. Alright, so we took in Qui-Gon Jinn versus Maul. This has worked for us many times where Maul just rushes the weakest character, being, Luminara, and everything is fine. However, for whatever reason, Maul increased cooldowns on Jedi Anakin with his first hit of Anguish or whatever, and then he killed our whatchamacallit, and then just wiped out our entire team. And this made the rest of the battle hell. Like, this was really bad at that point, because now our opponent has all good teams on the board. Like, there was a Rey in the back, and we don't have that many good teams. So I already know that we're going to have to take one apart. So in order to kind of prevent tilt, we just go ahead and go in against one of the teams that we knew what we were going to do. We're going to take Bounty Hunters versus Dash. It's worked every time. Like, we were able to get the Annihilate on Dash, and then the rest of the team really can't do much. I mean, Vandor and Queel, to be honest, the two of them are really annoying. But we're going to keep hating on DBB. Hopefully that doesn't get old. It might get old. It's getting a little old for me. But he just doesn't do anything. He's R5. My Aura's Gear 11. He gets 2 AoEs off. It doesn't even hurt her. He is meant for territory war, so I guess maybe I should just stop being dumb. Anyway, so we need to get Vandor out here. He keeps countering because he has, I think once he's buffed, he counters or something like that. Cannot explain it to me. Should have called in Zam there. That was dumb. I guess I wanted the stun, which I guess that makes sense. But yeah, Dababo gets another AoE off, kills himself. Very nice. And then we go back to Vandor. We get the Annihilate here, and since Queel's about to take a turn and cause even more havoc, we just get rid of him. And then once he's out, we get the big hit off on Vandor, and then it's game. It's game from here. IG 11 will die pretty easily. Dababobo dies easy always. He's stunned there, and we go ahead and hit IG because we just want the stun to stick. And then once it's gone, I think we actually hold our protection up here. Or not our protection up, our protection recovery. In case we need it at the very end. So pull that up at the very end. And then we kill him, and 65 banners versus a pretty good team. So there's the Traya up top, and the Traya concerned me a lot. Don't really love a lot of counters for her, so we just kind of went balls to the walls here. We took in our Jedi Knight Revan with Jedi Knight Luke and Cam, because I really, really wanted her to die in the open hit. Because she had defense sets, and on top of defense sets, she had a crit avoidance arrow, which was going to make her super pain in the butt to take out. So, I mean, Cam and Jedi Knight Luke just didn't care, though. They both just whacked her into next week. Once she's dead, we take out Nihilus. He's pretty easy because he's only R2. And this was dumb. Don't do this. We don't want to get pain, so we just start hitting sets. Don't do that. Like, Cyan is the bigger threat here. Even though it's awkward to hit the tank or like to focus the tank, that's definitely what we should have done. We definitely should have focused him. And instead we wasted a bunch of hits on set. So don't do that, but obviously you can see it worked out. We went ahead and just marked set here because, protection recovery, I guess, doesn't really matter. Dooku needs to die here, and that's honestly not that hard to pull off. So Cam got him, and then so there's a Rey and there's a crew team, and the crew team is really the one that I'm worried about. We just don't have anything for this, and there is quite a bit of assisting on this team and counters, so we just decided to go ahead and take an Iden. Looking back, this was not a good choice to begin with, just because our Iden, she's great. Iden's amazing, but ours is gear 12. And because she's gear 12, with Barriss in this team, we're just not going to be able to get through it. Because we're not doing... Iden has a lot of attacks, and they do a lot of damage. They end up doing a lot of damage because of those a lot of attacks. But these really small attacks constantly critting, I mean, it just makes the enemy team immortal. So there's really nothing to gain or venture from you guys seeing this counter, but at the same time, I guess it's nice if anyone was ever thinking of doing this. It's a very specific counter, but Here it is. So, yeah, so they get kills on snow and on magma, which I guess that's like Death and Shore are arguably the two more important characters here. But yeah, there's just nothing we can do. Like we can't just target Barris and kill her either because she'll just heal just the same. I'm gonna guess she's tankier than their Lobster was, and yeah, they just really not a lot they can do. Just kind of hope this battle ends faster. But yeah, we really didn't have a lot for this team. We had a few Gear 12 teams, and I was just trying to see if we could maybe pick it apart. Like if we could take one character down at a time, just make do with what we have. Because I want to at least try to get the full clear on this guy so that maybe if our ships can hold, we have a chance at winning. Because that's really what we're relying on now. Because once we got into the back wall, he only put Rey and JMK on defense. And if JMK wasn't even good, like the rest of the JMK team that wasn't on defense is enough to kill a GL. Like Padme CAT can kill several GLs. So he essentially has 5 Galactic Legends on defense, or 4 offense, and we only left 3 on defense. So I really was not counting on our defense holding, at least on ground, but we might have a shot at ships, even though he did he took Executor and both get 2, because yeah, I think we got the ships at this point, and we saw that he had put in on defense, he had put Raddus, Empire, without the prototype, or without Vader in the front, so prototype can't get his bonus, so that was really nice. And then the other one, it was Rebels. Yeah, which is kind of weird to see on defense. So we go ahead and take in this little number, this SLKR number against Rey. Really just didn't want to fail. Like, part of me wanted to try an SLKR solo because he's modded for, like, a ton of offense, and or not a ton of offense, sorry, a ton of health now, and I've been able to solo some Reys, even without getting to ult before they do on the first round, just because of how tanky he is. But I just didn't really see any reason to risk it here. So yeah, as long as we have one other character standing before when Rey goes into her first ult, and then we can bring our ult in for when she has her first one, we should just be fine. We avoid giving turn meter there with first order what's his face, because I don't want to give Rey I don't want to give Rey more offense, and B, I don't want to lower my own max health. So now we just avoid clicking the ult at all costs until she gets her next one, because if we burn it now and she gets her ult, then we're just a dead man. Especially with R2 there, so that's not great. So she's getting pretty close to her ult. We're doing quite a bit of damage on everyone else. She hits it, but I know that we're faster than her, and at the same time she loses speed when she's in her ult. So we go ahead and we wait 1 turn there, and then we proc our 3-turn ult. Which I guess we could have procced it before, but whatever. And now it's just a question of killing everyone. So Haldo dies there pretty easily. The other 2 die there, and now Rey's just dead. So not great banners, as SLKR almost never is against Rey, but I'll take it, I guess. So now we have to, yeah, this battle still it's a very big issue. Maul here, and I was almost afraid that this team would lose. Like, someone was asking out of genuine curiosity, like, do we really need to bring a GL against Maul? And the answer is yes, because if he didn't have his AoE on cooldowns, he would have gotten to use all 5 stacks. All 5 stacks of English Hunter JML, which would have done a ton of damage. Luckily, he did not, so we ended up getting to go around. Ended up being, pretty much killing everyone off. And then at the end here, we try to use all of our protection moves, calling in Hoda to assist, using Hoda's big heal, etc. We get 44, so missed 1 of perfection there. Here, we're just trying to burn this team down. So we take in this Boba Embo team, just because I know Boba, this team probably isn't going to kill everything, but Boba has a very, very good shot at just getting 1 nice kill shot off, and maybe Hux or preferably Lobster, because if we can get Lobster out, then we can take in maybe Geos, because they'll be lacking quite a bit of AoE damage. We take a lot of time contemplating here. Ultimately, I think we make the wrong call. So we're looking to overconfident here, and 50% offense is a lot. I'm trying to figure out if I want to try to kill Lobster, or if we just take the kill on Hux. Like, Hux is pretty squishy. Pretty sure he dies. But Lobster, I really want him out, because Hux isn't nearly as valuable. Obviously, we want to just kill anyone. But Hux isn't as valuable because he doesn't stop turn meter. But this sucks so much. We don't kill Lobster. So, which basically means we made a critical mistake. We should have gone for the clean Hux on kill and called it a day. Because now, with execute on cooldown, we're just not going to kill anyone. So, that sucks. That sucks a lot. And we're running out of teams now. We're really running out of teams here. So we go ahead and take in Traya now, just for fun. We bring in Darth Maul and Guard just because they have AoEs that can heal the team when they hit the debuff characters. And Maul, I won't lie, Maul tanks quite a bit here. They killed Traya rather quickly, so that sucks. Everyone on this team is pretty much Gear 12 except Maul and Gar, which is fun. Yeah, so we need to pull the attention of Nihilus, because again, the goal here isn't to win. The goal here is to get a kill. And if Nihilus can get off his Annihilate on pretty much anyone on the team, it's going to make it significantly easier to clean up. So I didn't like doing the AoEs here, because we pretty much just healed everyone via crits. But at the same time, I needed to heal Nihilus. Nihilus has to get to his Annihilate for us to get anywhere here. We go ahead and just hit a character that isn't going to counter us. Luckily, they keep going after Maul for some reason. We increase cooldowns again. And this is the moment of truth. Or like, can Nihilus just get to his next turn without being stunned by Crew or by Xylo? That's what it's all going to come down to. And we just barely make it. We get the Annihilate off on Crew, and now this team is significantly worse. Crew lead is still very, very good. It adds a lot of great stuff. Adds crit damage, adds speed, adds survivability. So even if we lose now, and we're going to, we still have a really, really stinking good shot at taking this team down and getting the full clear. Because once he's out, that's really, really nice. So I noticed that most of them had a really low turn meter. So I was pretty darn sure that our Mara would now get ahead of everyone. Because the issue before this, with Crew lead, they were going to go first, and they were just going to wreak havoc on our team. Especially with them gaining turn meter from all their crits. That was going to be very problematic. But they didn't have Crew lead now, so we went ahead and took in our Mara. And this is just game. Krennic gets to shine once again while we try to burn down defense. Gets a nice stun there, and Xylo, go Krennic, love you. But yeah, Shock really plays a nice part in here with them not healing at all. Kind of machine gun power, not really. Yep. Not a whole lot to write home about in this one. A win's a win. Thank you, Nihilus. There goes that team. Now we're moving on to ships. So we got the full clear on ground. Moving on to ships. And he has this Rebel fleet. And this Rebel fleet's okay. It's like a lot of it's relics, but a lot of it is still Gear 12. I don't think any of that matters, though, because Finalizer should still eat this alive. The strategy here is very simple and very easy. Do everything to the Millennium Falcon and call it a day. So, you know, we marked them, we stunned them, we called the assist on them. Their Biston does get to go a little bit here, but, I mean, especially with them not going after Silencer, it doesn't really matter. Like, they went after... I needed him to call the assist, the Special Forces Taipa, and he did that. So after that, we can pretty much call it good. Bringing our Echelon next. We didn't start the Echelon because mine is still 4 stars, so it's not going to taunt. So it's not really... I prefer the assist from Special Forces in the very beginning. Well, I guess he has an assist too, but ultimately, you guys can see it doesn't really matter. We're able to take out everyone pretty darn easily. Pretty darn easily. The Finalizer wins there, which is great. Now we're going to go ahead and take in our own Rebels against the Raddus. I really like this, actually. I think I like this more than Finalizer. Finalizer is kind of a pain in the butt going against this. Yeah, being able to constantly dispel those buffs was really stinking nice. I enjoyed that immensely. Yeah, so we got some nice assists there, and we get their tank out pretty much immediately. And now we have a chance to get out their Falcon as well. This is really, again, really, really nice because got rid of the buffs in the very beginning there. And again, this is like Scimitar, or whatever his name is, came in and did nothing. And you'll see why I think putting Scimitar, or whatever his name is in there, I think was ultimately something like that. I think cost him pretty big later on. We'll get to that here in a minute, but so yeah, we got out pretty much all the key characters. Once Millennium Falcon is out, they really don't have enough damage to kill us, so everything's fine here, even though they do keep going for a little bit here, and we keep getting dazed, and they don't have enough other debuffs to wipe it off of us. So I don't love that, but calling what's-his-face here just to get the assist. Now it's just one of them. Do not get the assist from the Falcon that I wanted. Either of them, actually. And get the win there. 73, I think that was perfect banners. That was really good. And they're going to take our Malevolence versus their Empire. I mean, this is really just kind of a shame on my opponent kind of moment, because Vader's not in the front. So the TIE prototype, whatever its name is, the Interceptor, doesn't get to come in first, because that's part of what makes the kit work. So I don't know where Vader is here. That was a huge misplay. That was a big deal. We go after the Sith Bomber here first, just because I think the Daze is more annoying than the Burn. The Burn, while it is nice, it isn't as effective against dark side characters. So we just kind of settle for that. They don't get to get their first reinforcement immediately. We're able to get rid of their shuttle, and now it's really game. Without shuttle there, without Sith Bomber there, they don't have a lot of recovery anymore. We can just burn, no pun intended, Sith Bomber to the ground. So their Interceptor does a little bit of damage there, but it's, again, it's just not really enough. We get the cleanse, we get the assist. And I'm not sure if this is the right move, but we divert our attention a little bit over to the prototype, just because he's free now. He is really squishy. He goes down real easy. So we got the banners there, and we got the win. Very, very, very close match here. I was really afraid that these fails here were really going to screw us. That, putting 4 battles into this, putting 2 battles into this. Because all I needed to do was full clear, pretty much. Because he had all of his Galactic Legends. Not all of his Galactic Legends. He had like 4 or 5 Galactic Legends on offense. That being said, he did one-shot everything on ground. But he couldn't get their ships. And I think one of the big issues with him not being able to get their ships. So he had the 2-shot Negotiator. So that was really nice. He probably mirrored Executive for high banners, like most people do. And then he fails here against our Thrawn once. And that's 7 fleets in total. Yeah, 7 fleets in total. It's 4 on offense and 3 on defense. But he should have, in theory, he should have had one more cleanup fleet, like of just garbage. We've used it several times. But he really filled out these defensive fleets with unnecessary characters in here. Like, you can see he's got a ton of reinforcements. So I think that kind of bit him in the butt, because he only needed, for him to win, he only needed 46 banners, and he could probably have cleaned this up for 46, I think. So not sure if he totally cost himself there, but we got the win. So just like I wanted, we got our 3-0, bounced back pretty nicely from the amount of losses that we had in the beginning of the season. But it's still going to be a challenge to come out in the positive, because we're going to be in a much harder bracket again. I don't know where we ended up on the leaderboard. I guess we can look at that right now. Probably not super high, because you climb less the later the season goes on. Yeah, so we're not too high right now. We're around our the range that we want to be. But yeah, we'll see where we go from here. I don't know. I don't think a 3-0 will be quite as possible next round as it was this round, but we'll see. Even if we can get 2-0, or not 2-0, 2-1, that'll at least we'll at least break even. So can always hope for that. But thank you guys for watching, and as always, stay awesome.